Stand-up comedy is another industry, or I should say vector of the entertainment industry that has been affected by the woke mind virus. But it seems that Jerry Seinfeld, well-known comedian, actor, and TV writer, seems that he is pushing back just a little bit.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring that little bell, and if you'd like to support the channel, check out my locals page. The link is in the description. Well, it's true. All of it. It seems that Jerry Seinfeld has been going around and talking about how wokeness has been destroying comedy. Now, it's kind of funny because a lot of these comedians come in late to the game, or just celebrities in general, when they start, talking about, oh, we shouldn't be so politically correct, we shouldn't be so pandering. And I actually called Seinfeld out on this and said, hey, what took you so long? Now, it was shared to me by podcaster Sam Whitfield that apparently I was wrong about Seinfeld. He's been talking about how political correctness and wokeness has been causing disruptions in the entertainment industry for a while. So I stand corrected on that. Seems like it's similar to John Cleese. He's been one of the most consistent voices standing against wokeness. Same with Ricky Gervais, two brilliant British comedians right there, and I guess Jerry Seinfeld. So this is according to bleedingfool.com, not that other knockoff website. Comedy icon Jerry Seinfeld expressed his dismay over the influence of the extreme left on the comedy landscape, asserting that it has compromised the authenticity and vitality of the genre. In an interview on New Yorker's Radio Hour, Seinfeld lamented the dwindling presence of genuine comedy, attributing it to the pervasive culture of political correctness. According to Seinfeld, comedy serves as a vital outlet for people seeking relief and catharsis, but its essence has been diluted by the constraints imposed by woke culture. He reminisced about a time when television offered an abundance of humor with shows like Cheers, MASH, and All in the Family, providing reliable sources of laughter. He says those shows and that kind of comedy are gone. Where is it? Where is it? This is the result of the extreme left and PC crap and people worrying so much about offending other people. When you write a script and it goes into 4 or 5 different hands, committees, groups, here's our thoughts about this joke, well, that's the end of comedy. With certain comedians now, people are having fun with them stepping over the line and all of us laughing about it. But again, it's the stand-ups that really have the freedom to do it because no one gets the blame if it doesn't go down well. He or she can take all the blame themselves. Seinfeld criticized the contemporary comedy scene, pointing fingers at the extreme left and the prevalence of politically correct attitudes that stifle creativity and spontaneity. He highlighted the freedom that stand-up comedians enjoy on stage, contrasting it with the rigid constraints imposed on scripted comedy by committees and groups. Jerry Seinfeld is currently promoting Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story, which he directed, co-wrote, and stars in, but says he has almost as jaded a view on the movie industry as he does on TV comedy. While speaking to GQ, he revealed his thoughts on the madness of stepping into the world of film for his latest venture, saying, "It was totally news to me. I thought I had done some cool stuff, but it was nothing like the way these people work. They're so dead serious. They don't have any idea that the movie business is over. They have no idea. Film doesn't occupy the pinnacle on the social cultural hierarchy that it did for most of our lives. When a movie came out, if it was good, we all went to see it. We all discussed it. We quoted lines from it and scenes we liked." In Seinfeld's view, stand-up comedy thrives because it remains untouched by external censorship. Comedians are unaccountable to their audience and can adjust their material accordingly. He acknowledged the inherent risk of pushing boundaries, but stressed that stand-up comedians embrace the freedom to explore taboo subjects without fear of repercussions. Excuse me. I think he's spot on. I've been saying this for a while now. Wokeness or political correctness or DEI or whatever you want to call it cannot create something original because it is done by committee. It's not done by the individual creative power or just by a team effort to create something good. It is done by an official committee It has to go through censors. It has to go through a staff of Karens, basically, who want to manage everything. I wrote about this in an article. I have since updated recently the real reasons why woke SJWs have to ruin your childhood. It's about why companies that are pushing this sort of stuff is buying into film, entertainment, tabletop games, video games. It is because they cannot create something new because there's no imagination when you eliminate the individual. Committees cannot create, critics cannot create. It is just a simple fact that we have to learn. And good for Seinfeld for standing up. You don't see a lot of people within the Hollywood space, and let's be real, he's been in multiple films. He had a long running TV show, which I enjoy a great deal. And it is good that he is standing up for this. Now, a lot of people want to, every time Bill Maher says something that's lucid, people want to shower praise. Bill Maher supported politically correct, ironically, because he used to host a show called Politically Incorrect, but he was not politically incorrect. He was a comedian who voiced the opinion of the state. And now he's mad because those people that he pandered to are coming after him. Apparently, it seems like comedians like Jerry Seinfeld, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, two great actors, as well as John Cleese and Ricky Gervais, I mentioned them earlier, they're taking a stand against this, and that's a good thing. If I don't like a comedian's act because of jokes they tell, I just don't go see that comedian. It's that simple. But with this social justice special snowflake movement, they have to make everyone cater to them. It's entitlement, it's elitism, and quite frankly, it's snobbish. And I think people have had enough of it. I can't remember the last movie that I watched where I went, that was an epic comedy. Now, I've seen some, like I enjoyed Vacation Friends, I enjoyed movies like Grudge Match, but they're just no way that they compare to some of the great comedies that came out in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s before all of this new sort of puritanical look at Hollywood came up. Oh, that joke offends me. Oh, that joke offends me. Now, I'm curious to see how this goes because a lot of actors will say stuff like this, but then they'll still pander. So Dave Chappelle, he's been a big voice about, criticizing DEI. But then if you watch some of his comedy specials, he definitely plays it safe. Now he does tell a few jokes like, regarding the LGBTQ community because he should be allowed to joke about them. No subculture should be protected from that sort of laugh factory. But then if you watch them, he tells a lot of jokes that play it safe. And it's such a shame to watch him just capitulate to the bullying that he was put through by the LGBTQ community. And as long as people keep caving to it. We see movie studios like Disney, like Warner Brothers Discovery, like Skydance or Amazon MGM. As we see more of them cave to this, it's going to be bad. So what's my solution? My solution is to buy older stuff. So buy, let the comedies with Leslie Nielsen, with John Candy, with all of those famous comedians and comedians of the past. You don't have to be shamed into supporting content that you don't like. Go get the older stuff. That's what I'm doing with comic books. I collect comic books, right? I despise the new stuff that's coming out about Batman and Spider-Man. So what am I doing? I'm buying used versions in a lot of cases of older stuff that I enjoy because I want to send a message that is what I want. I want Batman to be whole. I don't think he should have conversations with other versions of himself in his head. I don't think Catwoman as a criminal would be better at controlling crime than Batman. It's such a pathetic attempt to pander to the lowest common denominator and a way for these writers to put their trauma notes from their therapy and their soy lattes onto scripts and screenplays. So all that to say, Jerry Seinfeld is right. Comedy needs to be open. It needs to be free. It needs to be funny, because otherwise all you're doing is getting claps, not laughs. Get woke, go broke. That's what's going to happen in all the scenes, whether it be television, film, or stand-up comedy.
Cause I've been living life right like I